What's going on, my people? It's been a minute. I don't know how long it's been for you, but for me, it's been like a good 2 days. I didn't get to upload yesterday because I ain't gonna lie, I called off work after coming home from school because it was really snowy. It was really cold. Like, it's too fucking cold. Right now it's 12 fucking degrees right now. It's like, jeez, bruh. I hate the winter, bruh. I feel like I'm getting sick too. So hopefully I'm not getting sick actually. Because if I do get sick, I ain't gonna lie, I'm not uploading. But we'll see. Today we got a video from Patrick again because, I'm trying to get back into watching Patrick again. I love Patrick. It's about Conor McGregor. Obviously, I like Conor McGregor, so I want to know about this. So yeah, without further ado, I'm gonna stop wasting y'all people's time and let's get her going. By the way, shout Lily, bro. I love this song. This is literally my intro. This is literally the intro to all the game videos and stuff. So plus it's in it's in the description. So you probably already seen it if you've been there in the description. So without further ado, let's see what Patrick is talking about, bro. The fight against himself, Conor McGregor's downfall.
Is not
against himself,
even in the top 10 greatest UFC fighters of all time, but he is #1 as far as overall impact on the sport of mixed martial arts. He was the first fighter in
I don't know why I thought like Conor McGregor was #1 for like the longest time
in history to hold 2 UFC.
Was he? Oh, he was the first in history to hold 2. Maybe he was. I don't know.
Championships in 2 different divisions.
I really don't.
The top 7 most watched UFC fights of all time are his last 7 fights.
Little Caesars, please sponsor me.
He is the undisputed, undefeated king of trash talk.
Who do you think would give you the hardest fight out of anybody on
Nobody.
Right here, the hardest hitting 145 pound, the real hardest hitting 145er right here. This guy TKOs people. When I knock people out, they don't move. Who the is that guy?
That's where that came from. That's where that came from. Who the fuck is that guy? I be saying that so much too.
If Conor McGregor walked away from the fight game at his peak, we would remember him as the ultimate rags to riches success story. An Irishman who took over the world with nothing but his fists, his words, and his loyal partner by his side. But he destroyed that. His overinflated ego, money over everything attitude, and addiction to drugs and alcohol became a toxic recipe for disaster. This led to an endless cycle of shameful behavior, a string.
Damn, bro. I remember he kept getting fucked up at one point. McGregor. Didn't he fight Floyd Mayweather and get fucked up? Obviously, because Floyd Mayweather's fucking undefeated.
String of humiliating losses and multiple sexual assault allegations, with one ending in a guilty verdict. Conor McGregor.
I didn't know about this. I ain't gonna lie. I just like when he shit talks. I like the memes. I ain't know all about this. That's crazy.
Has truly lived up to his nickname, the Notorious, which means to be well known for something bad. Today we are going to deep dive into the rise,
interesting name to live up to.
Future of Conor McGregor, the man who seemingly lost the biggest fight of his life.
Damn.
The fight against himself. Becoming a world champion fighter was somewhat of a destiny for Conor McGregor, who grew up on the south side of Dublin, Ireland. Ireland has a rich history of fighters from the ancient Celts to modern-day boxing champions. However, the pursuit of being a world-class fighter requires relentless training and money. Teenage McGregor worked 9 to 5 as a plumbing apprentice, a job that he hated, and took most of his time away from the gym training with John Kavanagh, until one day he decided.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna keep it a buck to you guys. Because I was just doing this before I was even recording. I'm thinking about playing GTA RP. I don't know what to do or what character I'm gonna make or what the hell I'm gonna do in there. But I might actually get GTA RP and play on it and then upload a video about it. So hopefully I'll be looking forward to that. I also might probably play time like all the chapters. I only played chapter 1 because it came on Xbox. I might play chapter 2, 3, and 4. I kind of need to, bro. I ain't gonna lie. That would be kind of fun. It's probably not. If anything, I don't think those type of videos really get that many views. But it's always fun to play. So like that's what I fuck with.
And pursue his dream full time.
And pursue this dream.
Sorry, back to Conor McGregor because he started doing a plumbing job.
I drove home. When I got home, my mother and father said, "How come you're not still at work, and I said I'm never going to go back to that site another day in my life. And then all hell broke loose. But
This was a risky move, but his coaches and his family realized Conor was destined for greatness on February 17th, 2007, where at the age of 18,
2007?
McGregor made his mixed...
I was 1 year old at that time. like no cap. I was born in 2006, bro. That means I was a year old. Insane.
martial arts debut in an amateur fight against Kieran Campbell after destroying his opponent via TKO in the
He can say to me, I've been fighting ever since he was in diapers. That's kind of crazy.
first round. He turned pro and was signed by the Irish Cage of Truth promotion. Conor
wow.
was more motivated than ever, and nothing could distract him on this path to glory, besides one young woman named Dee Devlin, who would soon become the foundation he didn't realize he needed.
But we met at a friend's party like way back, and then the usual social media, a little bit of a like here and a like there, and then a message, and the new age way of meeting.
Which social media at the time?
Bevo.
Before the world
Jesus.
was cheering Conor's name, before he was a multi-millionaire, Dee Devlin was doing everything she could to support his dream.
He's never gonna live.
W wife though. Loved him before the fame. Let's be honest. That's kind of W. I'm trying like I was about to say I'm trying to have that, but I kind of do have that right now. I'm not famous at all. My girlfriend loves me, so let's see what the fuck happens. Maybe if I do get famous, then she'll be hurt basically. I ain't gonna lie. Love me before the fame.
Anyway, definitely not.
Support me.
Trying to go training up in Rathkill till about 10 when SPG was up in Rathkill. He used to go to
She watches
about
sometimes.
10. We just drive home, listen to music, and Conor be saying, "Look,
Hey, baby."
one day, yeah.
I don't know if she actually
one
has seen
day,
this. I
I'm
doubt it.
here, yeah.
Her
I doubt it.
loyalty
I doubt
to him
it.
did not go unnoticed, and he made it his mission to make sure she was taken care of.
that's a good look. My girlfriend has been there from the start. She's helped me throughout this career. If it wasn't for her, I probably wouldn't be.
That's
where
pretty-
I am
that's pretty
today.
sweet,
So
though.
definitely I look to spoil her. She does not work anymore. I essentially.
Bro, I am,
help her.
like,
That to me was a
starving.
special thing to be able to do. My
That's why I
girlfriend
got
worked
pizza.
very, very
Little
hard,
Caesars.
throughout the years, coming up and stuck by me when
She really good,
essentially
too.
I had absolutely nothing. I only had a dream that I was telling her. So for me to be able to take her out of work and give her everything she's ever wanted, and
That's
and
good.
take her to
Yeah,
see the
you know what I'm
world,
saying? That's
travel-
good.
To travel the world with her, that fills me with pride. So it
Hell
keeps
yeah.
me going.
With Dee by his side and a small circle of highly skilled coaches and trainers, he would go on a 8-fight winning streak from 2011 to 2012. Conor won the Cage Warriors featherweight and lightweight championships.
8-fight winning streak, that's
making him
crazy.
a 2-division champ in the promotion. As you can imagine, Conor felt unstoppable.
No matter what people say, people can put me in a fucking room, people can throw bricks at me and call me every name under the sun. I'd still walk out
Guys, I see him put shirt. What the hell?
thinking I'm the Don Juan, you know what I mean? Thinking I'm the number one. And that's the way I just feel. I don't give a f about nothing else, you know what I mean?
However, Conor did not get the chance to defend his 2 titles because he just earned himself a contract with the #1 combat sports promotion in the world, the UFC, and it only took 1 minute and 7 seconds to defeat his first opponent, Marcus Brimage.
Wow. Wait, how long?
1 minute and 7 seconds.
1
to defeat
minute?
His first opponent, Marcus Brimage.
Oh, I remember this. I've seen that before.
The meteoric rise of McGregor had officially begun. Fight fans all around the world were shocked with their first impression of
Why
the
does
young
my
scrapper,
mouse keep
but
moving?
they loved it, specifically the
Sorry.
Irish UFC fans. Ireland was more than just Conor's birthplace.
Ireland. I ain't gonna lie. Never mind.
It
I wasn't gonna say
identity,
anything bad,
and
but
he vowed to honor the
I was about to talk
fighting
about
Irish
terrorizing
legacy.
Nogla.
The president of the UFC, Dana White, had dollar signs in his eyes. He could see Conor's potential star power.
Kid is totally relaxed. He's a beast. I'm impressed. Dresses well. Handsome kid. Seems pretty smart.
Conor quickly started steamrolling through the featherweight division. His fight style at this point is what made him so lethal, and abandoning this would ultimately lead to his demise. Most people remember him for his lethal left-hand knockout power, but in the beginning, he relied on it less. His stance was wide and karate-like, complemented by unorthodox movement, constantly bouncing in and out of range, using lateral movements to create angles for his strikes. He remained light on his feet, which allowed him to quickly deliver
Damn.
spinning back kicks and front snap snap kicks to the body. As if that wasn't scary enough, he could read his opponents while remaining calm, seemingly unfazed while standing toe-to-toe with another warrior. But that calm and collected confidence quickly turned into cockiness, specifically around the build-up for his 2014 fight against...
You gotta stay humble, bro. You gotta stay humble, bro. You gotta stay on your feet. You can't do no dumb shit. You know? You see, like, coming from a guy who has never boxed. This is so stupid, bro. Like, come on, bro. I've never been in a boxing ring in my life. Let's be honest. I don't know what the fuck is happening.
Against Dustin Poirier.
But I like, I used to.
Don't get me wrong. I like
Not used to. I like watching UFC.
You know,
Really
I'm
nice.
nothing against the guy. You know what I mean? I'm sure he grew up in a circus or a fair, or, you know, he's a nice little
circus
kid,
or a
Cletus,
fair.
or, you know, his cousin's probably named Cletus or something. He's a nice kid. His chin is going to be cracked, and it's going to be cracked early. Every single one in my way is in trouble here. So this is just the next step. Dustin's little pea head is going to get removed. It's going to get put into my collection, and I'm going to get on my way to the goal.
The thing that made Conor's trash talk so special was that he backed it up. He invented the Mystic Mac prediction, where he would describe the outcome before each match. He told the world that Chad Mendes was too small, and that he would have a few good scrambles, but then Conor would pick him apart, and ultimately become the interim featherweight champion. And he did just that. He also received...
I mean, Conor was bleeding. He fucked him up a little bit, but he knocked his ass out clean. Y'all seen that?
And ultimately become the interim featherweight champion.
He knocked his ass out. Oh, never mind. I mean, he's kneeling, but still.
Just that. He also received $3,285,000
$3 million
for his win over Mendes, solidifying a true rags to riches story.
$3 million.
Trying to fight me, it's a celebration. You ring back home, you ring your wife. Baby, we done it. We're rich, baby. Conor McGregor made us rich. Break out the red panties. We're rich, baby.
Bring
Don't
out
say
the
you
red panties. I feel like if I said that, who knows, bro? I'm not even gonna say what I think she would say.
I'll take that fight because you would take that fight like everyone else up here would take the fight against me if it was offered, regardless of belts or any of that shit. I'm the money fight in the male shit at all weight divisions, so everybody else up here.
But even though the belt was wrapped around his waist, it had an asterisk next to it, as he was technically the interim champ. So his real, undisputed chance at glory would be against Jose Aldo. The UFC 194 press conference was held in Ireland, where not a single person was rooting for Jose.
Damn. I mean, it's his whole time. Let's be honest. I do the same thing if somebody. I probably do the same thing if somebody came to Cleveland like that. That's kind of rough.
Aldo was clearly fighting a different beast. He had never felt this kind of pressure. Conor got into Aldo's head so badly before the fight that he was able to perfectly predict how he would finish Jose.
I think the right hand could be, if you look at the
right hand.
I felt when we stared down, I felt his right hand was twitching a little bit, but it was a subtle tell for me. He is ready to unload that right hand, but I feel that could be a downfall for him. If he lets that right hand go, I will not be there.
Conor practiced his step-back left-hand counterpunch to Jose Aldo's right hand, and that's exactly what happened in the real fight. In just 13 seconds, Jose threw a right, McGregor stepped back and countered with his left, and knocked out Jose Aldo, officially making him the UFC featherweight
He actually just outsmarted that nigga.
The craziest
That's
part
crazy.
about this win is that Jose Aldo was undefeated for nearly 7 years straight.
No way. He beat a nigga that was undefeated for 7 years. Like that. Listen to the UFC fans who was like, this guy doesn't know about this. Listen, man. Listen. You right. My fault.
At this point, successfully
I don't know
defending
about
his
this.
title 9 times, only to be made looking like an amateur against McGregor.
Yeah, it was
Conor
kinda crazy.
earned the respect of MMA fans. For those that thought he was all talk, his win against Aldo made it difficult for anyone to argue against him being a world-class fighter. The fact that he was actually lethal, combined with his electricity on the microphone, brought millions of new UFC fans
I can
in.
see, bro.
His fight against Mendes and Aldo each secured over 1 million
If he was like still doing that
pay-per-view
shit
buys,
like
earning
now,
the UFC
I'd probably be one of those
about
people.
$60 million per fight. But even though he was praised as unstoppable by his fans, some top fighters saw him as a clown, undeserving of the hype.
How do you feel about it? Yeah, Conor McGregor, you're taking everything I work for. I'm gonna fight you. You know what's the real fight? What's the real money fight is me.
Many fans
All
reminisce
right.
on Connor's beef with Nate Diaz as peak entertainment, both
Nate
inside
Diaz,
the octagon
okay.
and out. Their trash talk moments were iconic due to Nate's reputation as a brute street fighter holding on to his last few brain cells, and Connor firing off razor-sharp, witty clapbacks.
To talk about money, because we are the business network and the business of the U.S. All that
I'll take
sort of
over
stuff.
from here, Nate. You can bounce. Take a coffee break, Nate. And by coffee break, I mean bring me my coffee.
No.
Ooh.
They want you to give us a quick count
Might
to
get
10,
upset.
both of you gentlemen, if you don't mind, just if you wouldn't mind counting to 10.
There's a lot of things
Nate's
happening in the
only counting
background.
5 there.
Hold up.
Nate was immune to Connor's mind games, mostly because he didn't understand them, and that showed in their battle at UFC 196, where the two put on an absolute brawl before
Damn!
Diaz shocked
They
the
get-
world, submitting
I
Connor
see.
with a rear
He
naked
submitted
choke,
his
bringing
ass
his
to-
momentum to a screeching halt.
Damn.
UFC 196 was the most successful pay-per-view in promotional history at that point.
2 out of
securing
16? Makes sense.
1.32 million buys, which
Damn!
meant Connor had
That's a
helped
lot of
build
buys.
the UFC to its highest level, only to lose at the top of the mountain. But Connor was the UFC's golden boy, and the promotion seemed to make business decisions that were in his best interest.
That's
Within
fucking
2 days
insane.
of losing, the rematch was set up, and 6
Rematch?
months later, McGregor would get a chance to reestablish
What
himself
happened?
as the unstoppable Irish beast.
Okay, what happened?
Hold the f- Stockton. I'm ready for whatever he has to bring. Your whole team. Little crackhead SS. You'll do nothing. You'll do nothing. Shut your fucking mouth. You'll do nothing. You'll do fucking nothing. Not one of you will do
Oh god, they about to fall, you know.
Connor being the underdog built
I
more
see.
hype than ever seen before in the UFC. Droves of new fight fans started pouring in, and the event broke the record they just set, making
They
UFC
broke
2
the
highest selling
record.
pay-
They said, how the fuck? Damn, this must have been hype.
pay-per-view with 1.65 million.
This must have been
buys.
hyped,
It is still
like
the second
above
highest
hype.
selling
I wish I
event
was
they
there
have
for
ever
this.
done. The fight was a
I
vicious
think I've heard of
low
it,
blow
but like I never
bloodbath.
watched
Connor
it.
still had never been knocked down in his entire career, proving that he didn't just deliver damage, he could take it too. The fight came down to a judge's decision, and many still debate that Nate actually won, but Connor was awarded the victory, successfully redeeming himself at the peak of the UFC mountain.
That's cool. Easy peeked it.
Surprise, surprise, motherfucker! The king is back!
Connor had even
Surprise,
more
surprise.
negotiating power. The UFC was at his
Let me see.
fingertips. Instead of going back down to featherweight to defend his belt, he demanded a title shot against Eddie Alvarez in the lightweight division,
Really?
where a win would make him the first fighter in history to hold 2 championship belts at the same time.
Oh,
The
this is
fight
where
was
it
made
came.
quickly,
I
scheduled less
see.
than 3 months after his win over Diaz.
3
Again,
months.
proving the UFC was prioritizing his interests. And during the build-up for this fight, Eddie made a crucial mistake,
What's that?
trying to go back and forth with Connor on
Oh.
the mic.
He got fucked up.
Nothing to care for.
Bro got, I don't know, just a talented shit talker. Is my mic okay? Mic's fine. He's just a talented shit talker, bro. I could never. I get destroyed.
What you gonna do? You gonna do something over there? Yeah, shut your mouth. I run New York. I run this hill. I'm Mr. Magnus. I'm not
Oh, God.
trying to KO you inside one round. His question is, why you talking? That's his question. Why the f*** you up there talking? Say it like it is. You're blessed. You're blessed that I chose you. You're blessed. that I
You're
chose you.
blessed, bro. He is kind of destroying you.
I want an apology for saying my wife and kids. Suck these big artists.
This
All
was
right.
trash-talking Connor.
Yeah,
at
I'm
his
saying.
peak. Funny, exciting, unpredictable, and still capable of backing up his words.
Yeah.
Don't give a f what Eddie says. The Irish are back. We've taken back control of New York City. I run New York City. I'm a fucking pimp. Rocking Gucci Mink. And without me,
All right.
his whole f***ing shit sick.
They practically sold out Madison Square Garden
Oh, my.
just to do the weigh-in. The magnitude of Conor
Damn.
McGregor's fan base was unprecedented.
I'm saying though, those niggas was riding for him. I mean, he was shit talking. He would back it up. One thing that people like is a shit talker that can back things up, bro. I ain't gonna lie. So it makes sense.
And surely anyone else would implode with nervousness. But on the historic night of UFC 205, Conor looked as relaxed and focused as ever, knocking down Eddie 3 times in the first round.
Three
and ultimately
times?
getting the TKO finish in round 2
Oh, wow.
to become the first champ in UFC
Yeah, he actually won both.
I've spent a lot of time, Joe, slating everybody in the company.
Yo, Joe Rogan.
Backstage, I'm starting fights off everybody.
Oh my god, this when UFC 2 was coming out. Bro, UFC 2 was a fucking fire-ass game, though. I did play that. Oh my god. I wish I could buy it again. Because I bought it because, you know, 360. It was on 360, right? We're looking this up. Sorry. UFC 2. Xbox. Yeah, it was on 360. I thought so. Yeah, it makes sense. Oh, 3 was on 360? My fault. My fault. Maybe it was that. Okay, so I did play it. Yeah. That was like long ass time ago though. Damn.
I'd like to take this chance to apologize.
Really fuck, buddy. Yeah. Yeah, look at him. I know he's upset. Boy, he's upset. I'd be upset too, bro.
This moment, raising the 2 belts, was without question the peak of Conor McGregor.
Yeah,
sure,
yeah.
He made enemies with his relentless trash talk, cocky demeanor, and favoritism within the UFC, but his impact on mixed martial arts positively affected everyone. More exposure, more fans pouring in,
Yeah.
which led to more money and more business opportunities.
Yeah.
Some loved him, some loved to hate him, but you had to respect him.
Yeah,
But
I respect him.
was about to slowly diminish,
Oh god,
leading to the
why is that?
demise of one of the most electrifying entertainers
I
in
mean,
sports
my respect
history.
was high
For the
from
first
right
time
there.
in his career, McGregor started to slow down, and it made sense. He took no breaks on his ascent to the top, and he was expecting a
Right.
baby with his unwavering girlfriend Dee.
That was raw.
Since he refused to defend the featherweight belt that he won back in 2015, he was forced to vacate his title, ending his time as the 2-division champion. His agent said, "No matter what happens, nobody will ever be able to take those belts away."
Bro,
from
I need
him.
like wait, I need
Nobody
like
has beat him
sit
for
back.
those belts. So the
Do y'all mind if I like sit back a little bit? I ain't gonna lie. It's been a lot. It's been like a very, really long day. Oh, y'all like my shirt too? I like this shirt. This shirt is nice, but besides the point, I just need to lay down, bro. Like it's been a long day, bro. I've had school in the morning. I had to wake up really early. Oh god, I'm sorry. Sorry, my mic does that sometimes. But like I've had to fucking wake up super early, stay out the whole time. Like I gotta like wake up at y'all don't care, bro.
The
My
way I
fault.
look at it is, every business
Y'all
decision
don't care.
Conor decides to make,
Let's
it's
lay
a smart
down.
one. It became abundantly clear that smart business decisions
Banana!
were Conor's top.
I'll be on no, banana's my favorite fruit, and now not because I'm black. It's because like I don't know, like it just tastes so it just tastes so good. I love banana pudding. I love cupcake bananas. I love banana milkshakes. I really like banana things, bro. That shit is so good.
Priority. No true champion would just let their title be stripped from
Banana
them,
bread?
but Conor
Banana
was
bread,
made an
bro.
offer he simply
Holy.
could not refuse.
Don't get me started on banana
Exhibition
bread.
fight against the
So good.
undefeated boxing world
Yeah,
champion
this
Floyd
I
Mayweather.
was just talking about this, bro. They look like they about to kiss, but I was just talking about this.
One singular bout that was set to make him more money than his entire
The money
UFC
fight.
career combined. From the very beginning, real fight fans looked at the McGregor vs. Mayweather bout as a cash grab. Floyd was a retired
Looks like it.
40-year-old and Conor was not a boxer. It was a win-win situation for McGregor. Either he knocks out Floyd and gives the undefeated legend his first loss, or Conor loses and everyone says, yeah, well, he's not a boxer.
Yeah.
The build-up was one of the most over-the-top
So
and chaotic promotional
it's a win-win for him, because either way he getting paid. To be honest, if I was Conor McGregor, I'd do the same thing. Let's be honest.
tours in combat sports history, with 4 different massive press conferences where the two did these long, drawn-out speeches and stood toe-to-toe, seemingly pretending to hate each other. It felt way less genuine and personal than any beef we have seen Conor in before. It was mildly entertaining, but mostly awkward and exhaustive.
Really? I thought it was good.
What the is he doing with that strip club? Carrying a school bag on stage. What are you doing with a school bag on stage? You can't even read. The can't fight for you. Shut your f***ing mouth. A 40-year-old man. What the He was wearing high heels yesterday.
Despite this being a money play, Conor did take his training seriously, and he did show some impressive boxing prowess against a legend. But realistically, he had no chance in lasting 12 rounds in a different sport, and he was defeated via TKO in the 10th round.
Knocked the snot off that nigga. Jesus.
Conor never looked happier to lose a fight. That's because he knew he just made history again, but this time, he was set for life. This was the second highest selling pay-per-view in history.
Damn!
4.3 million buys, generating over $600 million in revenue. The Nevada State Athletic Commission announced that Mayweather reportedly earned around $300 million in total from the fight, while McGregor earned around $100 million. And on
100 million. Bro, I'm not working ever again. Like, literally, I'm not doing anything ever again. I'll just sit here and make videos forever. I'll get an editor and I'ma just throw hella videos at him. And then just up like that. You know how fucking I need an editor, bro. I'll upload every fucking day. So I got an editor. Well, then again, the editor needs a break, so maybe not every day, but still. I'll probably upload way more if I had an editor.
On top of that, Conor was announcing his next big business
I already do
venture
upload every
that
day,
would
but still,
generate
like
him
gaming
even more
videos.
money than the Floyd fight.
Introducing proper number 12 Irish Apple, a delicious blend of my
You got
award-winning
a
tasty proper
what?
number 12 Irish whiskey.
After securing a lifelong fortune and reaching the pinnacle of MMA
Yeah,
and boxing, many wondered what Conor would do next. Because if he returned to fight in the UFC, there was only one fight that made sense, and that man was Khabib Nurmagomedov, the undefeated
I know about
lightweight
this.
contender who had a fight style that many felt was too much for Conor to handle. Khabib was the most dominant wrestler the UFC had ever seen. He mauls his opponents until they are exhausted, then goes in for the submission. Conor is a vicious striker whose weakness is in his ground game and cardio. The result predictions were simple. Either Khabib can't handle Conor's lethal strikes, or Conor can't escape Khabib's dominant wrestling.
He can't escape
In the beginning of 2018,
Conor
Conor was stripped of his other belt, the UFC lightweight title, due to inactivity. It had been 2 years since his last fight, and he was preventing guys like Khabib from getting a shot at the belt. Additionally, an unexpected personal rivalry formed between the two after Khabib pressed one of Conor's friends, Artem Lobov. Artem called Khabib a pussy for pulling out from fights a couple of times and said that a true champion fights no matter what, and that he would slap Khabib when he saw him. Khabib and his crew approached Artem, where Khabib
is crazy though. Like, he got that dog in him, bro. He don't even got that dog in him. He got that demon in him. Don't get that nigga started.
Slapped Artem multiple times and told him to keep his mouth shut. Conor retaliated on behalf of his friend in the most dangerous way possible, bringing 30 or 40 of his goons to attack a bus that Khabib was on as he was exiting the venue, and throwing a metal dolly through the window which injured a different UFC fighter. This bus was jam-packed with other fighters, press, UFC employees that were all caught in the middle of the chaos. Khabib was confused by Conor's antics. He had a very simple way of settling their differences.
In the ring.
I'm gonna come, just send me a message. Of course they know a lot of security here, media, it's gonna be big, you understand? They come with 30 people. Come here, send me a message, like location, I'm gonna come, whatever you want, doesn't matter.
Yeah, like I said, this nigga is crazy. He don't fuck with this guy. He crazy. You see the nigga? And like, he smack your girl in the ass? Yeah, ain't gonna lie.
Was
Turn
issued
around.
for McGregor's arrest, and he turned himself into the authorities later that day.
Me personally,
charges of
I would die for my girlfriend. So like, it is what it is. That nigga gonna have to beat my ass. Like, I'm talking about like paralyze me, cause ain't no way you slapping my girlfriend ass like that.
Assault and criminal mischief being pressed. It ended with
that was
a
random,
slap
but
on the wrist, a $50,000 fine, and the
but
right
still,
to
bro.
travel
The point is, don't
freely
mess with that
out of
nigga,
jail.
bro.
Dana White described McGregor's actions as the most disgusting thing in UFC's history. Dana,
Hell yeah.
He's going to jail. Most disgusting thing ever happened in the UFC. Also, Dana, let's promo the shit out of this and book Conor Khabib ASAP with Conor's whiskey brand being the sponsor. Khabib was hungry for the fight against Conor. His management said, he doesn't like the guy, we don't like the guy, we don't like his team, and we don't like what he represents. Khabib was a different type of beast. He didn't care about the hype, he was not interested in talking or Conor's antics. He just wanted to fight.
We have to make him humble.
You know Conor's in New York right now, right? Like, what happens if the two of you see each other on the street?
They gonna fight. Exactly.
Fight, of course. Not for money, just to fight.
Of course, we're gonna fight.
Bro don't care, bro. He won't. He want it.
No matter where it is, you're
How many times he tap? His tap machine. You know, if we're gonna meet somewhere, we're gonna fight 100%.
Conor, on the other hand, was
He
the
wanted
most
that.
obnoxious we had ever seen him, which was likely due in part to the alcohol consumption.
Yeah.
It's shooting the boss's birthday.
I'm not underestimating.
Here's a gargle for you, Dan. A proper swell. Happy birthday,
Like,
shine the boss.
I don't drink.
Why don't you drink?
I don't drink.
Why don't you drink?
I never drink.
You're mad backwards.
I
Yeah,
never
dead when I
drink.
get my hands on you, do you hear me? Oh, shit, get me and clean like me and the Irish boss.
That nigga's like he drunk.
Conor was
True-
trying to
like a
play
true Irish,
psychological
bro.
games with Khabib, insulting his father, his country, his
Is that racist? I'm sorry if that's racist.
religion.
I already hope that wasn't
desperately trying to rise out of
racist.
Khabib.
Please, I didn't mean
I
any
never
offense by
once
it.
take picture with someone. Doesn't matter. It's president.
Are you disrespecting your President Vladimir Putin?
No, why not?
Are you disrespecting your President Vladimir Putin?
No.
Explain
What's
what
wrong?
you mean. Are you disrespecting
Okay,
your
I'm gonna
president?
explain. Sit. I'm gonna explain.
Fake rat.
About
Like I said, fake
picture.
respect out of fear.
Okay,
It's all
about
these
picture.
men are known
Interesting.
for. They were chased from the land to the edge of cliffs. My family, my
Bro, I feel so
bloodline,
comfortable
the
right now.
McGregors, we stood
You understand,
and
guys?
fought.
I feel
We
so
fought the English
comfortable.
Empire. So much so that our name was banished for 100 years.
Look at
by
that.
King James at
Look
the
at that,
time.
bro.
Okay, why you
Nigga
get
drunk
said your language?
off his
Shut your
rockers.
mouth. You get said your own
Language. What's wrong with you?
No matter what type of spectacle Conor tried to make, Khabib's direct, straightforward energy just made Conor look foolish.
Yeah.
For me, this is more than defend my title. You know, for me, it's personal. Honestly, for me, it's
Personal.
Yet, despite Conor's antics, he was clearly the fan favorite, as thousands of boos rained from above anytime Khabib spoke.
That's
So
fucked
I
up.
want to say, Alhamdulillah, God give me everything. Alhamdulillah. I know you got this, you don't like this. Tomorrow night.
I mean,
I'm
Conor
gonna
fan base
smash
was
your boy, guys.
really big, so it
I'm
makes
gonna
sense.
smash your boy.
The hype for this fight was unimaginable, and the UFC had predictions that this was going to be the highest selling pay-per-view of all time.
Was it?
When the two men stepped into the ring at UFC 229, there was no more time to talk.
229.
Conor did press forward in the beginning, but he came in flat-footed, anticipating Khabib's takedowns. He was absolutely mauled in the first 2 rounds,
Damn.
with Khabib nearly TKOing him. Conor was breathing heavy, exhausted, looking like he was regretting every bit of trash talk. Some argue he actually
Oh,
won the
he
third
couldn't-
round,
he couldn't-
but it's only likely because Khabib was resting. At the
I see. That would make sense. I mean, he's just not a ground fighter, bro.
end of
It
round
makes
3,
sense.
Habib said, "Let's talk now," and Conor replied,
Damn.
"It's only business," which Habib interpreted as him waving a white flag, a sign of weakness, begging and pleading for his life. Ultimately, Habib decided
Basically.
to finally finish this thing and submitted Conor via
Wasn't he like
neck crank in the
upset
4th round.
that he
He said he
tapped
would
out?
make Conor tap, and that's exactly what he did. Then all
Yeah,
hell
I'm
broke
saying, he
loose.
wasn't-
Habib
wasn't he
jumped
upset?
out of the cage after the bell and attacked Conor's team. Then Habib's team jumped in the ring and sucker punched Conor. We knew this fight was personal, but we didn't know it would get this bad.
Yeah, it
Habib
was
acting out
bad.
of character, and his behavior was heavily demonized by the UFC, resulting in a $2 million fine.
Damn!
Again, Conor constantly did the same things, if not worse, but it was used as promotion. As Conor arrived
doesn't
back
make
to the
sense.
locker room, he burst into tears. He didn't just lose, he got absolutely demolished, and he made a fool of himself along the way.
Makes
Can you
sense.
describe the emotions after a loss like that?
You know, it stings real bad, but this is the fight business. I've been on the end of many defeats in my life, and I've rose back, so I'll not shy away from it. And
I know that
I'll
shit
make
hurt.
excuses for it. I will assess it and come back.
I am gonna make him humble. I am gonna teach him respect.
I mean,
stood
he
by
did.
his words.
He did.
Khabib, the true champ. This fight broke the UFC all-time pay-per-view record at 2.4
Oh,
million
wow.
buys, and it's hard to see any
This nigga Conor, but you gotta admit, Conor 4, 5. You can see bro. This nigga is ranking in the top 5. Is it? Look, Conor is a McGregor. Like, jeez, this nigga. God damn, you gotta admit, this nigga was bringing in views.
anything topping those numbers anytime soon. If Conor won, he could have easily retired and be considered one of the greatest of all time.
Yeah, that would
But
be
he was only
crazy.
30, and retiring at a loss could not be the end of his legacy. Not the illustrious champ, larger-than-life hero image he crafted for himself.
Yeah, no.
But how was he going to compete against other UFC lightweights?
Yeah, how?
Khabib exposed his weaknesses. His cardio was substantial.
Yeah. So I gotta edit this out because she over here accidentally called her phone and she just said never mind. Oh yeah, I hate my life.
standard, making him unable to go hard into the 3rd, 4th, and 5th rounds.
Yeah.
He was sleeping in silk pajamas and driving Maybachs. Other guys were hungry, begging for a shot. And on top of all of that, he was focused on developing proper 12, which took his free time away from the gym and into the bar. You can imagine all these destructive thoughts constantly racing through Conor's head while he tried to bury them with bottles of whiskey.
Okay, well, stop the drinking. Just retire, man. Or just get like one more win and retire. I don't know.
Conor took to Twitter to announce he was retiring from MMA. Many were unsure if this was a negotiating tactic or a revelation from his devastating loss. But then, 24 hours later, it was revealed that McGregor came under investigation for sexual assault in Dublin. And although this didn't lead to an arrest, nor did many of his fans believe the allegations were true,
yeah, I wouldn't either. That'd be so random.
He gets accused of this same deplorable behavior. McGregor was then caught on camera sucker punching an old man in a pub. The story behind the attack was never truly revealed, only assumptions were made by assessing the clip without audio, but there is no justification for a pro fighter to sucker punch anyone, let alone an old man.
No.
Conor also smacked a man's phone for filming him, then stomping on it until it crumbled to pieces. McGregor was arrested on charges of felony strong-armed robbery and criminal mischief. MMA fighters have spent decades trying to prove to the world that their sport is one of honor, class, and grace, and that all fighters are not simply street thugs. It's understandable to put on a character and act like a thug to sell a fight. It's another to actually be one in the streets towards people who are not a real threat. As if it couldn't get any worse, McGregor faced his second sexual assault allegation relating to a complaint that a woman in her 20s was sexually assaulted in a vehicle parked outside a Dublin pub. Conor's team tried to express that it was nothing more than rumors, but these strings of controversies were starting to seriously impact his reputation. Seemingly in an effort to gain some positive press, he came out of retirement to fight Donald Cerrone. Donald was a journeyman, currently on a 2-fight loss streak at nearly 40 years old. Many saw it as an easy win for Conor to gain back the spotlight, and in the press conferences, he sported a demeanor that
I mean, that looks cool, bro. His shit, it looks mysterious, bro. His face is just black. You can't even see his face. That's crazy.
Seen in a long time.
You know, he's become a family man. Obviously, you've seen him compete so many times. It's hard not to respect Donald right now at this stage, and he has my respect. And although there will be blood spilled on January 18th, it will not be bad blood.
UFC 246 was another electrifying Conor McGregor fight, finishing Cerrone by TKO in just 40 seconds. Conor fans thought he was back, as the Irish Beast came out in the post-fight interview taunting anyone who dared to fight him, only for him to once again announce his retirement on Twitter. Oddly enough, if he did retire here, it could have been seen as a graceful exit, a nice comeback victory where he showed class throughout the whole process, but something would draw him back to the octagon.
Oh my God, bro, you selling, bro.
Conor also finally announced his engagement with his
bro, you getting married? Bro, I'm telling you exactly what I would have did, bro. He's not me, I'm not him, but if I was him, I'm taking that last fight as a W, and then I'm never stepping into the ring again. Never, bro. I'm gonna try to stay fit and everything else, but I ain't ever getting him back into the ring, bro. No, bruh. I already got all the money. I got a great wife. Come on, bruh. What's the point? I got a kid. Like, I gotta take care of my kids, bro. Come on. What's really the point? You get to stay home with your kids the whole day if you wanted to. To actually like teach them shit, bruh. To actually be a father, like that would be raw. But no, but nigga want to go back into the ring. Okay.
Longtime partner D. Devlin.
Let's see what happened, bro. Hopefully nothing bad happened.
Riches, and now they finally felt it was time to tie the knot.
Okay.
And just like the last time, he made some surprising life updates. Shortly after came accusations.
Controversy.
Conor was arrested on suspicion of indecent exposure and attempted sexual assault in France. AFP
in
Sports
France.
stated, McGregor was the subject of a hearing by the police, where he vigorously denies any accusations of misconduct. He has been interviewed and released. After an investigation conducted by French authorities, TMZ obtained a document from French prosecutors declaring that they didn't find enough evidence to move forward with a case against McGregor.
So
whether it be genuine false allegations or his own reckless behavior, he could not escape the negative publicity.
Yeah, I can see.
It almost started to look like the UFC acted as therapy or a PR campaign to restore his reputation. McGregor decided to once again enter the cage, this time against Dustin Poirier. And again, he came in with a humble, respectful attitude.
After that loss, many years ago, he rose up, became champion. He's given so much back. I'm honored to share this octagon with this man. I know we have this competitive fire, and it's still there. There's still that, you know, denying that we have a clash, and it's gonna be a.
Yo, at least being respectful, bro.
Filled bout.
Habib actually did. Habib actually made this nigga respectful. That's actually
Make it
crazy.
seem like we're up here giving each other back massages, but Connor's, I just want to clear the air. Connor's team, McGregor Sports Entertainment, did reach out to my foundation, the donation to the Good Fight Foundation, and we have huge plans for that. So Connor, man to man,
Pleasure, brother. My pleasure.
you're gonna help a lot of people with that.
Those who didn't know what was
Fuck
going
with
on
that.
behind the scenes just felt that Conor was being a gentleman. Others like to remind everyone that Habib said he would humble him. But
Yeah.
it was refreshing to see a more subdued and honest McGregor.
He kinda did humble him.
Unfortunately, it didn't help his competitive edge.
Nope.
Dustin Poirier chipped away at Conor's front leg.
Oh
with
my
brutal calf kicks.
God.
This hurt his mobility.
I told your ass to retire, man. You should have retired and did what I said you should have did.
Stability, which left his face wide
Oh,
open.
player.
Dustin let his heavy hands fly and became the first opponent to ever TKO Conor in the UFC.
Damn.
This challenged the idea that Conor is one of the best strikers ever in the game, as he just got outstruck. Despite
Yeah.
Conor losing the fight, he definitely didn't lose his ability to draw pay-per-views. The Cerrone fight and the Poirier fight still
Damn.
ranked UFC's top 5 highest earning fights of all
See,
time.
like, that's
so they were still
crazy.
willing to do whatever was in Conor's
He's
best interest.
Connor's in the
He
top
wanted that
5
rematch with Dustin
of
Poirier,
all that. That's
except
still
this
crazy.
time he was back to his old ways.
Boxing that opens up cat.
You get walked like a dog in that octagon on Saturday night. Your wife is your husband. Joe Lee's wife.
So he's back to talking shit.
You little activity.
You used to be a lot better than that, man.
A great focus on the opponent on the scales. What? Throwing
Kicks this time.
Yeah, shut your mouth, you little fool. I'm gonna dance on your head. It's coming for him on Saturday night, and he knows it, and I know it. I'm gonna love doing it.
We knew
God.
humble Conor couldn't last long. The
Yeah.
trash talk was entertaining, but he pushed things a little too far, bringing Poirier's wife into the banter. Fight fans were more than willing to put up with Conor's cocky attitude, but disrespecting people's families was
Yeah,
just
it's fucked up.
unnecessary,
Hell no.
especially after what happened with Habib. Plus, he was just being respectful to Dustin a few months ago.
Yeah.
What changed? It came across as desperate, and it's these antics that drove away the respect that fight fans once had for Conor, with many of them actually rooting for Dustin to get the W. The rematch against
Wow, that's crazy, bro. But like I said, bro, he should have retired. You just didn't have to, bro. You could have just stayed. I guess nobody can really like just stay home for real. Unlike me, bro. If I was rich, bro, I'm staying home all the time. I don't care, bro. I don't like me. Yeah, I'm going places and shit like that, obviously. But like, I'm not going out all the time. Most of the time, I'm staying home. I
Poirier
hate to
started
say
off
it. It's not-
amazing.
it's not
In
for
the
me.
first round, we got to see a mix of boxing, takedowns, wrestling, jiu-jitsu,
My
submission
mic
attempts,
okay?
ground and pound.
Okay,
This was
good.
shaking out to be one for the history books. And then Conor's leg just snapped in half.
Oh!
Dustin Poirier won the fight due to doctor's stoppage. And instead of exiting the fight humble, just like his first loss, Conor went on a pathetic, blabbering rant in his post-fight interview with Joe Rogan.
You will show you do it to close the distance. This is not over. If we have to take this outside with him, it's all outside. We don't give up. He said that he believes that one of the kicks that he checked is what broke your leg.
I'm pretty sure.
It was not one of them I checked. Your wife is in me DMs. Hey, baby. Hit me back on one second.
Okay, that's crazy. That's where that came from. Makes sense.
Conor, your wife is in me DMs.
What the fuck? Yeah, exactly. Like what? But like, it's also like I remember I seen like this fight and I seen like his leg get broken. I was like, oh my god, that shit is terrible to see. Ouchie.
Hey baby, Conor's wife. What the F? Disrespecting his own fiance while trashing another man's wife, then being carried out in a stretcher. A few years
Yes,
before,
that's,
nobody would have predicted that this would be
that's
Conor
embarrassing.
McGregor's final moments in the octagon.
Yeah, that's kinda
Moreover,
embarrassing.
The message from Poirier's wife was revealed to be nothing more than a message request. She could have been thanking him for previously donating to their charity. All
Yeah.
professional fighters have to face the ego-shattering decision to put down the gloves one day. It's clear Conor had multiple opportunities to call it quits.
Hell yeah.
And even he wanted to, but he didn't.
Why?
Now, Conor is
Give me a
true
reason.
warrior. Like many UFC fighters, they typically don't run from challenges, but he seems to exist in this destructive limbo where he wants to protect and strengthen his legacy as a fighter, but he also has nothing to prove because he is undoubtedly a legend in his own way.
Indeed.
The more he steps in the cage, the more it becomes clear that he is declining from his peak, and he is only increasing his chances to get beat up. That is, unless he had some sort of magical substance that could make him bigger and stronger.
No fucking way.
After some time outside the octagon, fans began to notice Conor's size change, looking drastically different than his former self
What
at
the
different
hell?
weight classes. Allegations of steroid use began to arise.
I think so, bro.
You see the circling of acne. Like the guy has some acne that may have not been there before, and this
Balding?
this bald spot coming in
Yeah.
pretty hot, bro. These are all, you know, telltale androgenic side effects that
I think
you
steroids,
know, I guess
bro.
not been apparent on
No way
him
he
in the
actually used
past.
steroids,
Joe
right?
Rogan even
right.
suspected
right.
he was on gear by saying, "Looks like his piss would melt that USADA cup." USADA is the organization responsible for overseeing the UFC's anti-doping program, conducting drug testing, and enforcing policies to ensure a fair and clean competition.
Right.
According to the UFC's anti-doping website, Conor McGregor was not tested during the year of 2022, and Conor
Wow.
basically admitted to using substances in a tweet where he wrote, "Everything was fully disclosed before I began. The state of allowance for athletes to recover from injuries as horrific as the one I overcame must be assessed." Conor was using steroids, but
Yeah.
many fans didn't care
That's
because he was
kinda
doing
crazy.
it for injury recovery and he was not fighting competitively. However,
Okay.
it was the other substances he used that seemed to take control over his life.
Okay.
Just take a look at this clip where he cannot
You
finish
are
a
a
sentence,
grown
practically speaking
man.
gibberish, licking his lips constantly, and has to remove the drink because he
God.
admits he can't control himself.
Oh, I didn't have creative control.
I'm always licking my lips.
No,
Am I addicted?
I'm the creator.
Or my lips
I'm
just
the
dry?
creator, I'm the creator, right? So I wasn't saying happy if I know the story. Know the way.
Wait, I just realized I cannot talk right. I always lick my lips. GG's. That's all I gotta say. GG's.
Wouldn't change it, but I would add my magic.
I might just be just like him. Oh God.
Magic wasn't, you know, kind
Then again, I
of
don't use
way on
steroids.
when it was not supposed to be.
But I
felt
do.
a bit-
Never mind.
I felt a bit led into it, to be honest.
I don't
but
do
I'm
anything,
happy
bro.
how it went, you know, we
Nothing
didn't-
major. Nothing big.
Almost we go. It's another one. I'm 4 of them now.
I think I'm
You know,
just
I've got an
idiot.
hour series, it was on RTE, the Raffle broadcast.
Actually, it does sound like
Then with the
he's
6
speaking
part series
gibberish.
on
It's very
RTE,
ironic for me to say, but
red
still,
carpets,
that's exactly what it sounds like.
Netflix,
Gibberish.
come here, swap this out, or swap this. You know, I'm not that strong, lads. I'm a strong lad, but I'm gonna train later on, so I wanna hold it, and I'm gonna drink 10 of them tomorrow.
Anyone give me a thumbs up? Yeah, okay, cool.
Give me a fresh one, then.
Just in case. Yeah, later.
He's either had too many beers or too many nose beers, or both. Now, Conor has
Definitely
always
nose
been full of
beers.
energy and excitement, so many of his defenders just believe he is a high testosterone alpha male full of life, whereas others analyze his frequent jaw movements, inability to sit still, twitching, scratching and touching his nose, all as signs of cocaine usage. And
Definitely.
considering his brother-in-law is convicted drug dealer and money launderer Graham the Wig Wella,
Oh,
the
really?
largest cocaine trafficker in Ireland,
What?
makes for a solid argument
That's his
that
brother?
Conor has the best plug for that
That's fucked
booger
up.
sugar. Conor's love for the party life has gotten him in many questionable situations before. In the beginning of 2023, he faced his third accusation of assault
His
from a woman in
third.
Ibiza. According to the report, the woman
Jesus,
said
bro.
she knew McGregor because they were from the same neighborhood in Dublin and had been invited to his birthday party in Ibiza on July 16th. However, when the party moved from a club to McGregor's yacht, the woman alleged that the situation took a violent turn. The woman claimed McGregor began to verbally insult her appearance before he
Verbally?
kicked her in the midsection and
Kicked
punched
her
The woman
and
told
punched her.
police that she then jumped from the yacht in an attempt to flee McGregor. She was picked up by a Red Cross boat and then taken back to shore. It was as if
This
he
is
was
alleged.
possessed. I knew that I had to get off the boat
Right.
because I thought he was going to kill
Or is
me.
this like
the situation sounded like
for
something
real?
straight out of a horror movie.
It sounds
and
like
was
it.
followed up by his fourth assault allegation.
Fourth?
On June 9th, 2023, Conor McGregor attended the Miami Heat basketball game when he was asked to do a boxing skit with the mascot. But Conor proceeded to absolutely level the man with a vicious left
Damn.
hand, nearly knocking him unconscious before he stood over top and delivered another devastating blow.
Why,
The
though?
man in the
That's
suit was
fucked
knocked
up.
out and taken to the hospital. That very same night, in the same venue, McGregor was accused of assaulting a woman in the bathroom. According to the alleged
What?
victim, McGregor violently
What's wrong with this
forced
guy?
himself on her in a VIP men's
He's
bathroom
got worse.
at KCS Center. She said that McGregor aggressively kissed her before also attempting to force her into multiple X acts. She then took it one step further, pointing the finger at the Miami Heat and NBA security for aiding McGregor in the attack by separating her from her friend and forcing her into the bathroom. A video was released of the incident where it looks like Conor comes out, holds out his hand, and she grabs his hand as they consensually go into the bathroom surrounded by security. And they were also seen chatting with each other at a party. Conor vehemently denied the allegations. After a thorough
So she was lying?
investigation,
Kinda
including a
lost.
review of videos and interviews with eyewitnesses, the authorities have concluded that there is no case to pursue against Conor McGregor.
I
After
see.
successfully beating every case and allegation,
Yeah, I
many people
see.
believe that Conor is just a target of others looking for a payday. But there is one common denominator with all of these controversies.
that?
The party life. Conor has said
The
it
party
himself.
life.
If he's not busy, that would be destructive to his life.
I like to be
Huh?
busy. It keeps me in check. It keeps me in line. If I was not busy with everything at my disposal, that could potentially be dangerous, you know? That
Just go home and stay home. Like, is it really that hard for people to stay home? like, maybe he's just too fucking extroverted. I'm fucking introverted as hell. I like staying home. I don't like going to places where it's like a lot of people. My brain hurts a little bit after a while, so you know my social battery is just gone, depleted. So I just like staying home, chilling. But it's like I ain't gonna lie. If I'm getting sexual charges 4 times in a row, I ain't going outside, bro. I ain't going to no parties anymore. Especially me being a black man. Please, bro. Come on.
Without fighting in the octagon, Conor keeps himself busy
Staying
through his
home.
business ventures in Proper 12, Forged Irish Stout, McGregor Fast, the Mac Life Media Company, Title Sports Therapy, the list goes on. Unfortunately, his ventures rely on him to just sort of be the face of the company, be social, and be the champ, not necessarily worry about the day-to-day operations, which clearly leads him to late-night celebrations constantly. Conor has 4 children and
hell?
a fiance. I don't think anyone is expecting him to be
Don't know
a
what the fuck that
stay-at-home
is.
dad, and I don't think anyone is blaming him for wanting to enjoy the fruits of his labor. He earned it, but it seriously
Boo,
seems
bruh.
to be
Be a
taking
stay-at-home
toll on
dad.
him, which was evident during the promotion of his movie Roadhouse alongside Jake Gyllenhaal.
Roadhouse.
Jake's a consummate professional. 75 movies made. You know, I'm blessed to have entered into the movie.
My guy's him.
Alongside him. He has 75 movies made. I have
75.
75 bar fights made. And that's it.
Conor is literally involuntary spasming here from drugs / after come down. I've had this. He definitely just did a huge sesh of hard drugs. Another video of him went viral for his tweaking and twitching.
What can you tell us about your acting debut? Obviously, it's your first experience.
Hard work, but you know, we got it done. It's
Yeah,
in
look
the
at
bank
him.
for life.
What a
You know, you put something in the bank, maybe it's not going to be there for life. You might spend it. This baby is in there for life, and I'm ecstatic about that.
And it seems like every other day we are seeing a new Conor video where he displays excessive energy, agitation, and having a short attention span.
Well, the short attention span. I'm 39 minutes into this video. I clearly do not have one.
God, y'all like you're doing bad conversations, trying to get a boxing match at 155.
55.
Grab him with a scruff of the chin.
Whoa.
Slap the
Oh,
little
okay.
nose off him, yeah?
I'm about to say, what you got to grab?
Everything he is, yeah?
Joe Rogan explained what might be Conor's mindset perfectly.
So you've got consistent trauma to your dome over and over and over again. And then you get a little bit of coke, and you're feeling good again. I bet, you know,
Yeah,
you get
GG's.
addicted to it. And the guy obviously likes extreme things, right? Which is why he's such a great fighter. They're wild people. That's why John Jones liked too. They're wild people.
Fighters are borderline insane.
Oh,
They
God.
crave the
Brock
energetic,
Lesnar.
adrenaline-filled lifestyle of nearly dying inside of a cage. It's been well over 3 years since Conor last fought, and although he was kind of a
3
maniac when
years.
he was preparing for his matches, he was a lot more composed than he is now. It seems like he is getting his fix that he used to get from fighting from his indulgent lifestyle, and it may have permanently destroyed his fighting career. His 2024 bout against Michael Chandler was delayed for a year before being officially announced with a card and a date, and
When was
then
this?
canceled due to Conor breaking his toe. This has led
You
to
broke
theories
your
that the
toe.
UFC is locking him up in his contract, which requires him to fight 2 more matches, and refusing to let him complete them. But why? We already know
Yeah.
he is a guaranteed big money draw, so it can't be that. The only logical explanation is that he has drifted too far down the slopes, that he is unfit or unwilling to stay disciplined and sober throughout an entire 6 to 8 month fight camp. Perhaps he wants to just go on and fight Logan Paul like he announced on Twitter, or
Logan
fight
Paul.
Manny Pacquiao, or do some other worthless exhibition that will bring in hundreds of
Logan
millions of
Paul.
dollars and barely forces him to focus on a
God,
real
I would
training
not
camp.
watch that.
Now, it would be a terrible business move for the UFC
After
to
that
just
Mike
go
Tyson
and let
Jake
him make
Paul
money
fight,
for
hell
someone
no.
else, which leaves him at a standstill, bend to the knee of Dana White, or never fight again and fill the adrenaline void with this destructive lifestyle.
Ah.
And as if all of this couldn't have gotten any worse, Conor McGregor was found guilty in civil court of sexual assault in the form
Guilty.
of R-word. According to the official record,
Guilty.
the alleged assailants were Conor McGregor and his friend James
Well, he was found guilty, so this should be true, right? Let's hear what happened.
Lawrence. The alleged victim was Nikita Hand. The alleged assault took place in December of 2018 after Conor's loss to Khabib. In 2019, Nikita Hand tried to pursue a criminal case against the two men, but prosecutors did not bring criminal charges against Conor McGregor. The reason was outlined to the jury during the case, claiming that a very high standard of proof would be needed, and things such as reliability and consistency of witnesses, the fact that Miss Hand had no recollection of having sex, the amount of alcohol and drugs she consumed, and her demeanor in the CCTV footage were all factors that led to their decision. Now, criminal cases are kept private, therefore victims remain anonymous, and details of the investigation were not revealed. That changed when Miss Hand decided to pursue Conor in civil court. The purpose of a civil claim is most often to seek monetary compensation for damages done. The trial was very public, with members of the press in each courtroom session, reporting the details to the people of Ireland. This trial was also during their election, to which Conor announced that he intended on running for office in Ireland. But people were way more invested in Conor's trial than the election, and it was a true he said, she said debate. Miss Hand and McGregor were a part of the same friend group, exchanging messages back and forth on Instagram prior to planning a meetup. McGregor was driven to her hair salon where she worked, where he picked her and Miss Keeley up after 10 a.m. McGregor also admitted during the case that
So how does his wife feel about any of this, bro? Like, I ain't gonna lie. I feel like I can't really. Never mind. We're not gonna talk about me. But like, how does his wife feel like? You know, like he raped a girl, a female, a woman. Sorry, not a girl. He raped a woman. Like, red flag. Hello.
In his car. Bottles of alcohol were ordered to the room shortly after midday, and McGregor's bank card was also used to buy condoms.
What?
They both admitted to taking cocaine that night. From there, Miss Hand accused Mr. McGregor of pinning her to a bed and R-wording her. She says the MMA star choked her 3 times before the assault. McGregor claimed they had athletics that was consensual. Since their stories were polar opposite, it seems like the guilty verdict was made on the basis of
did he get divorced?
evidence. The jury has been provided with evidence
I doubt
that
it.
Miss Hand was brought by ambulance to the sexual assault
Nothing
treatment
against her,
unit
I just
at
doubt it.
Rotunda Hospital around 9:30 a.m. the following day in a terrified state and with extensive bruising all over her body. A general practitioner testified that internal bruising on her neck was consistent with Miss Hand's account. There has also been evidence that a tampon was wedged so far inside Miss Hand that it had to be removed with a forceps at the hospital. Conor's defense brought Dr. Farnan as a witness.
Excuse me. The tampon was in so far it had to be removed at the hospital. Lock him up. Lock him up, man. What?
Claiming that bruises would take 24 to 48 hours to come up, and that they also can appear in a slightly different position to the trauma, can change in size and shape,
No
and can
fucking
change
way.
in color. The doctor also claimed that women having sex with a tampon in is a very common event, or many women forget that they are wearing one. The jury consisted of 8 women and 4 men, who
crazy.
listened to a multi-day long testimony of Nikita recounting her horrific experience and Conor defending himself, ultimately finding him guilty of sexual assault and the civil court awarding her damages of nearly €250,000.
Oh, it's a civil court. It wasn't
I
criminal.
want to show Freya and every other girl and boy that you can stand up for yourself.
So she got money for it. That's good. That's
Something
good.
happens to you, no matter who the person is, and justice will be served.
After the trial, Conor tweeted, "Nikita Hand, vicious liar, appeal," and then went on to announce plans to appeal the outcome. Without accepting the guilty verdict, McGregor did concede to his infidelity, stating, "I should have never stepped out on the woman I love most in the world. That's all on me. I can't go back and I will move forward. I am beyond grateful to my family, friends, and supporters all over the world who have stayed by my side." 1 month before he tweeted this, a video went viral of him grabbing a woman's hair to dance with her while his fiance was standing directly next to him.
Wow.
Using this as proof that he has gotten so used to the party life and cheating on the mother of his 4 children. And if you thought this was the final straw for Dee, you'd be
4
mistaken.
kids.
She is still standing by Connor's side. She did not agree with his guilty verdict and wrote in an Instagram story, "Imagine a woman with her own boyfriend and child texting provocative photos of herself to another woman's man with a family and child."
So we not gonna. So you just think Connor is just an angel? That's what I hear.
On the way. I look forward to the day the world will see the footage of you on that night and the carry on of you. Not a bother on you having the time of your life. This is the real evidence. My sons will be warned women like you exist in the world. At one point, people felt bad for Dee, sticking by Connor's side while he ruthlessly cheats on her. Now many see her.
Yeah, I'm like, what? like what? I felt bad for her at first, but then she just said that bullshit, and now I don't feel bad for her anymore. I ain't gonna lie. She kind of crazy. I mean, I can see why. No, I can't see why. No, I can't see why. Yeah, I can't see why. I don't know why I say I can see why. I really can't. I can't at all.
As an enabler.
I
and a
really
victim
can't.
blamer, sticking around
What is wrong with her?
Connor's money since they are not married, and she would not be entitled to half if they separated, as de facto partners are not entitled to much like they are in the USA. If history repeats itself, I'd imagine Connor is dying to get back in the UFC and take the spotlight away from his sexual assault case. Those who hate him make it known that they'd prefer he fade into oblivion. Those who love him question if he should return to fighting in fear that he will only further stain his crippled reputation. But even if he never fought again, we all agree that there is no way he will step away from the spotlight.
No.
So what will he do after he puts down the gloves? He has been taking the role as the promoter for Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, as he is an investor in the company. This seems like a natural fit for Connor. Taking on a Dana White-esque position would allow us to still get hilarious sound bites and bring some of that chaotic energy to the pre- and post-fight press conferences. But if Connor remains in the entertainment industry, there will be temptation all over. Late nights that lead to drugs, alcohol, and women. Is he capable
Get
of
off the
suppressing
drugs, get
and
off the alcohol,
overcoming
bro.
his temptation? If not, and or worse, if he actually is this monster some people believe him to be,
My
then
eyes,
expect
bro.
more
I'm getting
allegations,
flashed.
more crimes, and eventually doing
I'm wearing
something
sunglasses.
that cannot be undone with money. There is no doubt that Conor McGregor holds a unique legacy in the UFC, one that cannot be taken away from him. But it's far from the one that we saw at his peak in 2016, all because he could not win the biggest fight of his life, the fight against himself.
Himself, bruh. That was a great video. It's been an hour. Holy fuck. It's been an hour. I think I should sit up for this last bit. But yeah, I hope y'all really enjoyed that video. I did. It was really nice. I was chilling, bro. I was really comfortable right there. But yeah, I'm gonna go. I gotta go do some homework or whatever the fuck. Go take a shower. So yeah, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye-bye. Bye.